Hi guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Tech. Good to see you guys again, and I'm here with my 24-hour review of the Redmi K30 Pro. I am absolutely in love with this phone, the true successor to the Redmi K20 Pro, which was my favorite phone of 2019, is here. And from this gorgeous uninterrupted display to just a beautiful design, awesome Snapdragon 865 performance with quad cameras, 64 megapixel main sensor, and as I mentioned yesterday, I'm reviewing the 6GB 128 gigs of storage version. So let's go down the list here: design, display, performance, quick audio test. I'll share a few more camera samples, specifically the macro samples that are incredible on this device, and then we'll wrap up with some PUBG. So let's get started. Design. 8.9 millimeters, 218 grams. So this is not a light phone. You can definitely feel the heft, but it is very comfortable in the hand. These curved Gorilla Glass 5 edges do help a lot with that feeling. And this is a glossy phone, as you can see. The regular Redmi K30, which is the one I'm holding, is the glossy version. You don't get that matte back until you upgrade to the zoom version. Now, I do like matte backs now in 2020 more than these glossy backs, but there's just something about the way the light hits this phone. It almost feels like a pebble in your hand, and I'm just loving this glossy back for some reason more than others. It's also a little bit less reflective. You're not getting a full typical mirror finish on the back. And as I mentioned yesterday, the blue that they've chosen this time is just gorgeous. It has a bit more green tint to it, definitely when you compare it to the previous generation. And look at this K20 Pro, still looks stunning. And I will say I do like the edges of the K20 Pro design better, but I think this is the more modern phone. I was never a huge fan of this really dark area on the K20 Pro and wish they had kind of made this go the entire length of the phone. So it's a small nitpick there, but it is still one of the nicest backs I've seen in a while on a phone. And on the front, the reason why you would want to pick this up, this gorgeous uninterrupted display. And here you see the bezel compared to the one on the Mi 10 Pro. It is maybe a millimeter thicker, but not by much. It is still very small. And on the top, as you can see, no punch hole, no notch. The K30 Pro still feels more modern a device than even the Mi 10 Pro because of its display. And so in terms of design, it is a little bit heftier than I would like, but it is still a gorgeous design, and you will absolutely love this Redmi K30 Pro. Redmi has designed something beautiful here for your hand. Display, 6.67 inch Super AMOLED, and we're talking HDR10+, DCI-P3, 100% compatible. There's a lot to like about this display. As I showed you guys yesterday, the viewing angles are really good, and you can see it manages the glare pretty well. And you can see the colors, they just pop off the display, and it is truly a great AMOLED panel. But what is the elephant in the room that we're missing here? Refresh rate. And I know a lot of you guys have said, oh, but Frankie, you're apologizing that it doesn't have 90 hertz. I'm not apologizing that it doesn't have 90 hertz, guys. Look, I would have loved to see a 90 hertz refresh rate on this phone. In fact, I think 90 hertz on this phone and the game is up. That's it. Like this would be basically the only phone that I would recommend to any of you. The fact that it has 60 hertz makes the Mi 10 and Mi 10 Pro series still a worthy step up from this affordable flagship Redmi K30 Pro. And so you have to think about it in that context. If you're paying the price of this Redmi K30 Pro, you're not going to get all of the features of the flagship Xiaomi series. But 60 hertz, guys, I'm not missing it right now. I really haven't even thought about it. This just feels like a larger, better display than the one that was on the Redmi K20 Pro, and I'm absolutely loving it. But don't take my word for it. Here is the K20 Pro and the K30 Pro right next to each other. And as you can tell, who would have known that just making a larger version of the K20 Pro would make for such an immersive display, such a gorgeous experience in use. And honestly, I think it is the true successor because of that, because it's maintained everything that we loved about the previous K20 Pro. There is nothing that they have skimped on here in terms of display, and it has only gotten better. Yes, I would have loved to see 90 hertz, but let's face it, I'm also happy not seeing a notch or punch hole on this awesome K30 Pro. It is a gorgeous display, and I'm sure that if you pick this phone up, you will love it as well. And here's YouTube playback on the Redmi K30 Pro. And there is just something about not having a punch hole or a notch on a device that makes it just feel so much more modern. This is really what phones are still aspiring to get to. And yes, you still need mechanical parts like a pop-up to make it happen in 2020, but I still think this looks great. And as you can see, whether you're watching content of outdoors or indoors, it just looks so impressive. You're not going to worry about refresh rate when you're watching this kind of content. And so just a solid experience here on this Redmi K30 Pro. And as I mentioned yesterday, a major victory here for the Redmi K30 Pro. L1 security level for wideband CDM means this phone joins the Mi 10 and Mi 10 Pro for HD Netflix capability here in 2020. And looking at the Geekbench 5 scores, the performance of this Redmi K30 Pro entry level is Snapdragon 865, 6GB DDR4X storage, and 128GB of UFS 3.0 storage. And the numbers speak the truth here. This phone is a beast. Even at the entry level, you're getting single core and multi-core scores, some of the highest that I've seen on any Android phone. And also looking at Antutu version 8.3, we have a score of 586,000 on this Redmi K30 Pro. Entry level, guys, keep that in mind, 98% of users defeated. This is a beast of a phone, guys, even at entry level. And that is kind of the point that I'm saying here. I have had zero hiccups, zero slowdowns with this phone. Apps just load very quickly, and MIUI 11 has been super responsive on this phone. I'm enjoying this experience as much as I did the experience on the Mi 10 and Mi 10 Pro. And yes, would 90 Hz make the experience even smoother? It probably would, but you're gonna have to pay a little bit extra for the Mi 10 series if you're gonna want that experience. And talking about battery life, we have a 4,700 milliampere capacity here on the Redmi K30 Pro, and it does come with a 33 watt fast charger, 0 to 100% in about an hour. So nothing like out of this world, but it's still very much in line with a lot of the fast charging experiences you're seeing here this year. And I will be testing this phone out, and I also will be testing out the data connections to see how the battery experiences day to day. And stay tuned, guys, we'll be having some awesome battery showdowns with this Redmi K30 Pro and some of the other phones I have very soon. And quick mention of the fingerprint scanner, we have a very similar experience here to the one that we have on the Mi 10 and Mi 10 Pro. It is a very fast fingerprint scanner. I think it's the same one because look how quickly you get into the phone. In fact, it may even be a hair faster. And it is super accurate. I have zero misses on this fingerprint scanner. Just solid here on this Redmi K30 Pro. And now a quick audio speaker test. I'm going to bring the mic down. Let's have a listen. What can I say? A pretty impressive audio result here from the single bottom firing speaker on this Redmi K30 Pro. Yes, that's right, single bottom firing, guys, so no stereo speakers on this device. That may be an issue for some of you, but once again, this is another one of these features. You're going to have to pay up a little bit more and get the Mi 10 and Mi 10 Pro series with dual speakers and stereo separation if you want that. But it does sound very crisp, very clear, and this phone does get pretty loud as well. It's not the best speaker I've heard on a phone, but it's definitely an 8 out of 10. Solid audio experience here on the Redmi K30 Pro. And add to that the 3.5mm headphone jack, and you'll have an audio experience I think a lot of you will appreciate on this phone. And talking about cameras, we have a quad camera setup on the back of this Redmi K30 Pro. And we have a 64 megapixel main sensor, 5 megapixel telephoto macro. And at 50 millimeters, it is one of the most impressive cameras on this phone. A 13 megapixel ultra wide and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. And the motorized pop-up is another 20 megapixel front camera from Xiaomi. But the main reason why I'm confident with the cameras on this phone is the main sensor. It's a Sony IMX686, and that sensor did a terrific job on the original Redmi K30, and is the true successor to one of the best camera sensors of last year, the Sony IMX586. And I would take this 686 over any other sensor from Samsung or any other company at this time. But what I really want to talk about is this macro camera. This thing is pretty incredible, and I've been taking just some fun shots with this macro camera. The way it works is you just press the flower up here and then you can get really close. And this phone has one of the most impressive macro cameras I've ever seen in my life. Let's take a photo of Queen Liz right here. And there's the original shot. You can see quite a bit of detail, but let's now go to the macro shot. Look at that, guys. That is just, You can even see the chips in the metal where this coin has been used, and it's been used for quite a while. And look at the details in the crown. You can see each individual little stone. It is just insane. This macro camera is like now my new favorite camera on any phone. And I'm going to be testing this one out quite a bit. Have a look at these samples, specifically these macro shots, and let me know in the comments, what do you think? This is rear-facing video on the Redmi K30 Pro, 4K, 30 FPS. And at least it's not raining today in Hong Kong, but it's been a pretty gloomy last couple of days. Looks pretty good. Move around there. And walking in a straight line. Hit me up in the comments, what do you think? And this is front-facing video on the Redmi K30 Pro. Shooting in full HD, 30 FPS. Pretty gloomy day here in Hong Kong, and I just stepped out to take this quick footage. Hope you're staying safe and do take care. But hit me up in the comments, what do you think? And here's 8K video recording on the Redmi K30 Pro. And it's time for some PUBG action here on the Redmi K30 Pro. And let's go look at the settings. And I'm playing in HD Ultra, Realistic, Enabled Anti-Aliasing and Shadows, and I will disable Auto Adjust Graphics. There we go. And let's get started. And it's time for the classic Frankie Tech swim test. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Woo! Oh yeah, and he's swimming good. And at the plane jump with the Adreno 650, the same GPU as in the Mi 10 series, and every other Snapdragon 865 phone. No stutters whatsoever. Let's get down to the surface, get some guns, get some action. And once again, I've ended up a bit further than I would have liked in this game, so let's try to get into this building and get some guns real quick. Alright, and we're gearing up here. We're ready to go. And let's see if we can get a few kills here on the Redmi K30 Pro. Because I got quite a few last night. I had a really good session, and our team actually won last night. It was awesome. Alright, we're getting some action here. Oh, someone's shooting at us. Take that. Ooh, yeah. First kill on the Redmi K30 Pro. Someone else is shooting at me here. Take that. Oh, yeah. Second kill on the Redmi K30 Pro. And now it's time to get our drive on. Oh yeah, just cruising, baby, just cruising. And I'm getting closer to my teammates here. Hey, what's up? You want to get in? Okay, be that way. Let's go. And how is the Redmi K30 Pro doing? Cool to the touch. I wouldn't expect anything less from the Adreno 650 in the Snapdragon 865. Oh, and there's my teammate. He wants me to lead the way, so let's go. Oh man, I see someone coming. Booyah! Did I just knock that guy out? Oh man, that was crazy. Take that. Oh yeah, there you go. 3 kills. Oh, and we're getting just shot at here. Take that. Get back here. Oh yeah, 4 kills, baby. And that's it, guys, for PUBG Mobile on the Redmi K30 Pro. A terrific device, and with this uninterrupted, gorgeous 6.67-inch display, Adreno 650, you're going to have an amazing time playing this classic game here on the Redmi K30 Pro. So that's it for this video and my final verdict after 24 hours on the Redmi K30 Pro. I said it last night, the true successor to the Redmi K20 Pro is here. And this phone is just a bigger, better version of that phone, which was my favorite of 2019. Even despite the lack of 90 Hz refresh rate, this phone may be my new go-to recommendation to all of you guys out there who want the latest Snapdragon 865 5G experience on a very affordable phone. And so the question may come up, should I really spend the extra money to get the Zoom version, which has dual OIS, which has improved UFS 3.1 and improved DDR5 RAM? In my opinion, I think the cost savings of getting the entry level is actually a better proposition. And I think Xiaomi's been doing this quite a bit recently. They've been releasing phones like the Mi Note 10, like the Mi 10 series, offering a base model that is actually probably the one that most people should get. There's no difference in performance between the Mi 10 and the Mi 10 Pro, just like there's almost no difference of performance between this base model K30 Pro and the Zoom edition. Now, sure, if you want all the specs and you want to hit all those numbers, go pick up the Zoom version, but then you're running up into that 3,500 plus yuan price range, and you're getting pretty close to Mi 10 pricing already. So I think this phone exists for a reason. It's about gaming, it's about performance, and it's really about making 5G and the Snapdragon 865 more accessible. If you can give up that 90 Hz refresh rate, you're going to have a terrific phone here in the Redmi K30 Pro. It may be my new favorite phone of 2020, and I highly recommend you check out this Redmi K30 Pro. But hit me up in the comments. Are you thinking of picking up a Redmi K30 Pro, or is 90 Hz just too important to you and you're looking at the Mi 10 series instead? Hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. And that's it for this video. If you liked it, give me that thumbs up. And if you love the content of Frankie Tech, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for future updates. More great content coming very soon, guys, including my full Redmi K20 or Mi 90 Pro versus K30 Pro video. Stay tuned. It's gonna be a fun one. And let me know also if you'd like to see a comparison versus the Mi 10 Pro, because let's face it, a lot of you are considering this series over the K30 Pro series, and I'll be happy to give my analysis on which one I think is best for you. So that's it, and this is where I leave you by saying, this is Frankie Tech signing off. Have a good one.